Hey everyone, welcome to your Sunday update. So along with your new worksheets, you're going to have another sheet that is our tool shed exercise. And we talked about getting your toolkit all up to date, and that required you to have certain tools in your toolbox. And now we're going to start putting those tools to use. This tool shed exercise is really geared toward keeping in touch with your customers. And so if we were to do something every other week with our clients or a client list, or maybe our top 25 or our top 50 prospects, however we wanted to do it, and we can talk more about that later. But really what this is it's just a little roadmap for you to be able to get something unique out, because we can't just keep sending stuff that says, hey, I'm just checking in, or calling people and say, hey, I'm just checking in. So this is a cool little technique you can use. There's like 28 things, 28 different ways that you can keep in touch with people. And so if we did something every other week, that would be 26. And you can choose to, do a couple extra, or you can not use a couple of these if you're not comfortable with them or you don't like them. But these are just ideas for you, because we get sort of in a rut. And my job is to think of a lot of this stuff so that you guys don't have to think. You can just create a schedule and then do it. So the first thing we're going to do is, I want you to picture shelves in this tool shed. And I want you to picture 7 different shelves, okay? And the first shelf is phone calls. The second shelf is text. The third shelf is emails. The fourth shelf is sending handwritten notes or cards. The next one is instant messenger in Facebook, and the next one is messenger in Instagram, and then the last one is messenger in LinkedIn. So these are the 7 sort of ways that we could keep in touch with new clients or prospects, or if we wanted to use it for old clients. But again, we'll talk more about who we need to send this stuff to. For right now, I just want to plant some information in your head about the types of things that you can do, so you don't get repetitious, and you don't send the same thing all of the time, and you don't send it to the same people all the time, you don't do it in the same method all the time, because switching it up a little bit is going to keep you top of mind aware, but it's also going to make you seem a little bit more value. So those are the 7 shelves we have, and if you just picture shelves, again, it's calling, texting, emailing, sending a handwritten note or card, and then private message on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Okay, now for each shelf, I want you to picture that each of those shelves sort of has a drop-down menu. And those drop-down menus, you can do different categories. And this is where it gets pretty cool, because this is what allows you to sort of switch it up. This has allowed you to not get stale when you're reaching out to clients. And because too many times if we send the same thing in the same method, what ends up happening is they just scroll through it, or they don't even open it, or they don't even listen to the voicemail, they don't really act on anything. So these are just to keep things mixed up. You're going to do a different method, right? A different shelf. And then under that shelf, you're going to do a different message. So different method, different message. And what we have in the different types of stuff that we do here is we have sending them a resource, so information that's important to them, or that serves a purpose, a market analysis, or something on an article on interest rates. We can ask a question. We can ask questions about referrals. We can ask questions about if they're ready to make a move themselves, they're ready to refinance themselves, what their interest rate is. All these, we can just ask a question that can start a dialogue. We can offer ideas, and this could be, a note from you talking about how to make their home have more curb appeal, or how to save money every month. Anything that's just sort of an idea for them to help make their life better. We can introduce them to someone who they can use for an additional service. And this is really a great idea too, because this serves 2 purposes. Number one, you're going to be a perceived expert. You're going to be a resource for that homeowner. But you're also going to start working in referral partners. So this could be home warranty, it could be insurance agents, it could be people who sell life insurance. It's for a variety of services, pest control. But these are all people that, as you start to get them referrals, as you start giving their information out, they just become a referral partner for you. And if you're very active in sending these out to your database, sending these out to your prospects, as these people get business, you start to get a pest control guy, or you start to get a landscaper who is really in your corner, and maybe they do business with you themselves, or maybe they start referring their friends and family, or as they're in conversations. And all these types of businesses are all in networking groups, they're all in BNI groups. These are all people that can start looking out for you when other people need referrals too. So again, the 5 sort of messages that we can send out are: send them a resource, send them information, something that they can use that pertains to that. You can ask them questions, ask them about referrals, ask them about time frames, ask them about interest rates. You can offer them ideas. Could be money saving ideas, it could be home improvement ideas, it could be back to school ideas, it could be summer vacation ideas, but just something that just keeps you out of talking about what you do. And then you can introduce them to someone that they can use. That also could turn into a referral partner for you. So that's kind of what we're working on. There's worksheets in there for this stuff. And so now what ends up happening is you've created basically 28 shelves. And so you can just take a customer through the progression of those 28 different methods and messages. It keeps you top of mind aware. Every other week you're sort of touching them. You can do it more frequently, less frequently. This is for you guys, but if you wanted to do it more frequently, at least you're fresh. At least you have different methods and different ideas, because one week you're going to be hitting them with an email about a resource. And then 2 weeks later, you might hit them with a phone call for a question. And so that's what I mean by you're going to have these 28 shelves, and you kind of just pick them and choose them and mix them up so that your method and your message are different every time that you're getting in front of one of these prospects or clients. Okay? And then I just want to help brainstorm a little bit. Here's some cool ideas about that. You can, if you haven't friended them on Facebook, if you haven't looked for them, LinkedIn's a great way, because people don't feel so personal about it like they do their Facebook page. But send them a LinkedIn. And some of it is not that you care whether you're connected with people on LinkedIn, but it's another way to get in front of them. It's another way to get them looking at your information. If you have a great LinkedIn profile, you can brag about yourself a little bit, and they can see all the accreditations you have and all the experience you have. And it's almost giving them your resume again. And so LinkedIn's a pretty cool tool for that. But send them a LinkedIn invite, because it's just getting your name in front of them without saying, hey, do business with me, do business with me. I love handwritten notes. You should be sending prospects and past clients and current clients handwritten notes, just thank you notes, or asking for referral notes. Do creative stuff for them sometime. If you have a hit list of a top 10 potential prospects, or a top 25 or a top 50, do something special. You can Google national funny holidays, and every single day of the year there's a really cool holiday. It could be hot dog day, or it could be who knows what, but they've got all these crazy holidays. But you can send a theme or a gift based on that holiday. You can send an email telling, wishing them a happy hot dog day, or whatever the case is. Lots of clever stuff. And again, it's just about staying in front of them. It's not about trying to transact at that point. You can invite people in for a tour of your facility, a tour of your office. Invite them in to meet your team. Tell them that you think that's important. Send videos. Videos are fun. People like getting videos. They have a great open rate. What I would suggest to you too is write their name on a piece of paper and just say, hi, John, or hi, Mr. Smith, whatever you want. But when you do stuff like that and they understand that it's personalized, the open rate is fantastic. Send a thank you video. So some of these people that you've done business with, a couple days later, send them a thank you video, just a 30-second video. You can, again, call with questions, send resources, call with ideas, drop something off. If you're working on referral partners, which you guys should be, it's a great way to stay in front of them, is just to drop something off. Again, you could do it themed, you could do it, but I would avoid giving them company swag, because who cares? You could do send testimonials. Those are really great. Say, hey, I just thought you'd be interested in this. Here's what Mr. and Mrs. Smith had to say about doing business with me. You could, obviously, greeting cards. And then sometimes it's okay to not ask for a referral. It's not okay. It's okay to not ask for anything. Sometimes it's okay to just give them a surprise and do something nice for them. So all of this stuff's going to be in the worksheet in there. But really, this is about just fine tuning what we do, because we talked about that toolkit. We talked about having a LinkedIn. We talked about having a Facebook page. We're going to start moving into the next few weeks of really how do we maximize that stuff. And so one of the first things that I wanted you to understand on this overview really is we have all these tools, but we have to understand that we have to mix it up. I can't send the same thing all of the time, and I can't, I know it sounds contradictory, but I can't ask for the sale all the time. There's an appropriate time to do that. And when we have them in the funnel and we have them in the right portion of the funnel, that's great. But really the main thing I'm trying to get through with this week's exercise is just understanding that you have to have a plan. You have to have a schedule for what you do. If we don't schedule out that we're going to send our top 25 people a thank you card or a handwritten note, and then 2 weeks later we're going to call them, and then 2 weeks later we're going to send a LinkedIn invite, and 2 weeks later we're going to send them a private message on Facebook with a resource, and 2 weeks later we're going to send them just one of the other tools. And how you want to mix those up and the order doesn't really matter. But what really matters is that we're in there consistently. And that's why I say pick your top 10, pick your top 25, pick your top 50, whatever you want to do that you're comfortable with. But just make sure that you're mixing it up. Mix up the message, mix up the method, right? So the message is the resources, the thank yous, the referrals, the, introducing them to a service, that a product that they might be able to use. The real key is that it's mixed up, the method and the message. You don't want to call and do all 5 or 6. You want to call and then email and then text and then LinkedIn and then Facebook. And each of those you want a different message, so that you're rotating through these and they can't figure out any pattern, and you're just in front of them and always being valuable. Because that's what we're really trying to do. And I would almost put this in 2 buckets, where you have your transactional customers, your prospects that you're trying to do business with. But I think this is a great technique for gaining referral partners too. And there's a lot of people out there that you could be doing this to. You could be paying attention to them. You could be making them feel good. You could be top of mind aware. A great example is insurance agents, right? So if you're in mortgage or if you're in real estate, insurance agents are a great source of information for you, because when people are moving in from out of state and they're switching their insurance over, most of the time they come in, they rent for a few months, and then they start looking for homes. Well, they're a great way to they're a great resource for you, because as these people move in and establish their insurance, hey, you know what, you're probably going to need a real estate agent, and I have the perfect person for you. Let me refer you to MJ Cordova. But you have to be top of mind in that insurance agent's sort of awareness. And the other thing is, you can be a great referral partner by them by giving them leads back as people come in, get mortgages. Hey, I'm going to hook you up with the best in the business, and you have 1 or 2 or 3 agents that you really work with. And so I would have 2 processes for this. I would have my consumers, but I would also have my referral partners, those people I want referring me new movers, those people I want referring me to people who they know bought a home 6 months ago because they insured the home 6 months ago. And so you really just have to work at this systematically, and that's what all this is starting to do. And we're going to dive deeper into, specifically how and where to do this, and referral partners has its own module. We'll get to that too. But for right now, just understand that you have to have a process that you go through. You have to have this scheduled. And when we look at how to effectively do this stuff, it's because we time block it, it's because we schedule it, and it's because we have a system for it, because we don't forget anything. Everything's intentional. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to take these ideas, these 28 ways of getting a hold of people, and we're going to start to put that into a time block. So one of your exercises that you'll have on your worksheets this week is to really time block out and create a schedule for it, specifically what you're going to do every other week on these. So Again, I hope you guys have a great week. Finish up your worksheet from last week. See how many points you had. Go through the last several weeks. Make sure you're getting at least one new point more every week. If you had 30 last week, you want 31, 32, 35 this week. And just plan your week out for that. Ask yourself, where can I get these extra 5 check marks from? Do your analysis. What went well? What were my challenges? What are my critical points for next week? And the critical points are going to be do more of what went well and less of what the challenges were. So make sure you do that review. Take your time on it. This is your business. And the more time you take to analyze it, and the more time you take to come up with your critical actions for next week and create a plan, you add in these things, because realistically, excuse me, I'm a little under the weather. You add in these things that you need to do every other week. We can add that to the checklist if you want, and now you have another box to check off. So if you guys have any questions, you're always welcome to call me, 480-436-1820. You can also text. But the worksheets themselves in this little exercise that we did today are all posted in the over to the side for you. So you can just print those out and start the next week with a big bang. And wish you guys luck. So I'm here for you. If you need anything, get a hold of me.